Republicans are going to start the repeal of Obamacare too.
Thanks. Welcome to the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast. This is episode 193. On this show, we showcase gun reviews, gear, and anything else a gun enthusiast may be looking for, except these strive to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm your host, Chad Wallace from the Firearms Radio Network, your source for broadcasts for shooters, hunters, and all things firearms related. Tonight, we have with us Rob, Zane, and Tony. So, what did you guys do with guns this week?
Well, you mean weeks, right?
Yeah,
we
weeks.
Took a hiatus for a week. Well, I'm simple.
Yeah.
I'm easy. I've been tied up with work. I had to go out of town, so I got to experience the wonderful joys of the Transportation Security Administration and their security measures.
Yeah.
No.
So
I did not have a good time. I will never. I don't like airports.
They stripped you down and said bend over and cough.
Mm-hmm. And they use those weird blue gloves with that powder on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I really didn't do a whole lot. I've been tied up with work. And plus, it's bloody hot down here.
Hey, it's hot up here too. So, who's next?
Tony.
Zane's muted. Tony.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
All right, no, because Chad's roboting really bad, at least in my headphones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my upload kind of sucks for you guys.
Okay. Well, what I did was we hosted the August 3rd, the Second is for Everyone diversity shoot. It was freaking awesome and fun. And I thank everybody that comes out. A bunch of people we had a lot of new people that came out this time. We had some cool guns. We had the Henrys that were donated. The Henry 357 lever action was actually out there, and a lot of people shot it. And the number of people that shot it, I had 3 guys actually talk about they're going to buy a Henry next. Broke out the High Point that was donated, the High Point 9mm carbines. Had everybody shoot that. Had a great time. A couple of people are really seriously interested in buying one of those now, mainly because it's the least expensive 9mm carbine you can get. So that was fun. Lots of gifts. I think we had 12 different giveaways during the raffle. I mean, we raffled off classes, we raffled off survival kits. It was pretty fun. So that was great. That ended. We all stumbled out of there. Oh, and we had John Willett come by and talk about New Jersey SafeCon, which is the Second Amendment Firearms Educational Conference. This is actually a third one coming up on September 23rd in Princeton, New Jersey. So that was announced there, and they had the posters and everything. I'm going to be speaking there as part of a panel, so it should be really cool. And then Sunday we had the Minuteman Challenge shoot using RE Factor Tacticals, Dead Man Hand training cards, and the IQ targets. We had a bunch of people come out and do skill drills. If you guys have watched the weekly drill down with 4 Guys Guns, pretty much we did that using semi-automatic 22s. Even broke out the lever action to see how fast you could run the lever action against the semi-auto 22. Of course, lever action got smoked, but it's a lot more fun. But we had one of the tactical Timmies there, like Zane, who was looking at a lever action going, where's the magazine go? That was fun.
they have a tubular magazine.
Hey, you want to really confuse Zane? Put a revolver in his hands.
No, but he's going to end up like that kid that's been like an internet sensation trying to stick the magazine in the bottom of his revolver. That's going to be Zane. But we had a lot of fun. Sean and I hosted that. It was such a big hit that others want to come out. So we're just going to start, instead of doing it as a surprise, the Minuteman Challenge, we're actually going to schedule dates for the Minuteman Challenge for you to come out. The only surprise is going to be which firearm we choose for you to bring out. So if you haven't seen what we're talking about, check out 4 Guys Guns YouTube page, the weekly drill down. A lot of fun. So that's what we did in the last couple of days.
Nice. Zane?
I carried a gun.
Hey, that counts. Okay.
That's
great story, bro.
So I dealt with courthouse security today, and my super extra deadly flashlight was confiscated.
Oh, come on. Why? Because it had a beveled end?
Wait, what?
I don't know. Apparently I could blind Lady Justice or something. even though she wears a blindfold anyways.
Yeah.
She peeks. She peeks.
Yeah. Okay.
Clearly.
Well, I guess we'll get to what I did the last couple of weeks. Well, as our two listeners know, I went to TriggerCon with our old host Ryan. So we got to see a bunch of new stuff, shoot a bunch of guns, go to a bunch of parties. You know, hey, can't pass up free alcohol. Meet a lot of people.
And you remembered it?
Faintly. I just remember I went to parties. Is that what I'm supposed to remember? In fact, we're going to talk about one of the guns that I shot and saw. I did get to shoot the Hudson H9. I was thoroughly impressed. So, you know, if you guys have any questions on that, I can at least try to answer them. But I really liked the gun. That's one of the cool things I saw. There was that folding gun, the folding Glock that was, I don't know, it's just a prototype and it doesn't fire yet or anything, but we'll probably discuss it on a future episode so that, you know, I figured Zane would like it because it's a Glock. It seems like everybody's making Glock slides now, and Polymer 80 was there with their 80% Glock lowers. They're making they make the 19 size, and they're making a 17 size with like a decent, not that weird thing like they used to. It looks like it's a normal, like stippled frame type, and it's pretty nice too. I'm sure there's other stuff that I'm missing that I might remember next week or the next. But it was a lot of fun, made a lot of connections. So hopefully we'll be getting more stuff in to review. That's about all I did. So I guess since we're done with that, unless you guys had questions on any of that crap, everybody's shaking their heads. So
no, I'm good.
Now we're good.
Announcements. Bandwidth sponsor is Still Patriot Patch Co. New patches for pre-order. I'm kind of in a hurry today, so I did not go look to see what's for pre-order. So if you want to go check it out, go to patriotpatch.co and check out what's there. Order some stuff. I don't know. Order a shirt. They're pretty cool too.
Hey, Ryan's turned that the July patch into a nice shirt.
Yes, he said he was going to. So I think the new patch of the month is out. It's the squirt gun one, Super Soaker. I haven't received it yet, but I saw Jake posted a picture of it. So that's a good thing for if you're at the Patch of the Month Club. If not, go sign up. The listener support program, if you want to go to firearmsradio.tv, you can pledge for the Gun and Gear Review podcast. If you want to give us money to buy stuff to review, is basically what it's used for. I think bandwidth is covered by Amazon links and stuff. So want to support the show, you can always go to use our affiliate links for Amazon and Brownells. So now Black Bag Resources, since Sean's not here and he's been slacking, and he says the only person that uses his codes is Rob. The only code he has is Simon Says Train for orders donated to Tony and his 2A4E diversity shoot. Anything using that code will just be delivered straight to Tony. And of all things, we have a review today, thanks to Rob. He was kind enough to get one of these FLIR 1 Androids for the Android, and he is going to discuss the review for us. So it is all yours, Rob.
Well, thank you so much for that lovely introduction, Chad. You're too good to me.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, whatever.
No, a couple months ago, I bought this little thing. The FLIR 1 is basically micro USB port. Goes in for Android. They make two models. You got to be careful. If you got the iPhone, they make another one that's got the that new iPhone adapter, and this one is for the Android. So there's two different models. So you got to be careful which one you order. You obviously don't want to mix them up and order the wrong unit. But other than the adapter, they're pretty much, as far as I can tell, they're the same. Now the interesting thing is this one is set up. This is the Gen 2. The Gen 1 was strictly for the Android or the iPhone 5. I think they came out with the new one with the new adapter than the Android one last year. And a couple months ago, they had these on super sale at what's that, the Optics Planet or something like that. And I picked it up with a coupon code, so I got it for a ridiculously low price. And I figured, what the heck, it'd be something fun to have. But this is actually a pretty cool contraption. The difference between this and the other FLIRs is this actually has two cameras on there. It's got a regular camera and a FLIR camera, and what it does, it uses the software to combine the two images into one composite image. So you get some pretty interesting FLIR, with forward-looking infrared imagery off this unit. Like I said, this is the current one, or no, actually they came out with a new one about a month ago called the Gen 3. That's why you can pick this one up for like $200 now on their website. I've seen it on Amazon and a few other places for $350. I wouldn't do that. I go to the website and just pick it up for $200 because it's dirt cheap off their website. When you buy it, you obviously get the camera. You get a little case for it, a lanyard. There's two spacers, and basically what they are just foam pads that go between the camera and the bottom of your phone. And what they've done is there's a gap there. And what that gap is designed for is when you connect it to the phone, and I'll do it real quick. So for the one or two people that are actually watching, you can see there's a little gap right there. Well, that gap actually is designed for, this is my tablet. It fits snug at the bottom of a tablet with a case on it, or a phone with a case on it. And that's what it's designed for, is to give you that extra width or length, or whatever you want to call it, to fit around a case. Then you got two adapters, and there's some pictures of the way they work. They just kind of, they're like a double 90. They kind of offset the device with the camera, or with the phone rather. And one of them actually reverses it, so you can basically kind of do FLIR selfies. And then it's got one USB charging cable. Real simple. Once you buy it, go to the App Store or go to the Android store, download the app. You can download the app now if you want to. It's free, but there's not a whole lot you can do with it. I mean, you can see a few pictures and see all their free literature and stuff, but unless you got the app or the camera, there's no real point in downloading the app. And then also, once you download the app, I found when I plug it into my Android, fires right up and then goes right to the home page, so you can start taking pictures. It only takes maybe about 30 seconds or so. The first time you load it, it wants access to your camera and then to your hard drives, or what they call it, the storage location on your phone. I'm not really sure the way iPhones work, because I don't own an iPhone. This is strictly for the ones for the Android. So let's see. Turning it on is real simple. You got on one side, the bottom, I'm going to call it the front left side of the camera. There's a little button, push the button turns on. On the opposite side, there's a little plug in there for the micro USB, and it takes any micro USB connector. In fact, I've been just kind of using whatever connectors I have around the house to charge it. One detractor, and I mentioned this down below, is you can't plug the micro cord in there to charge it and then also backfeed it into your phone. So you can charge this or charge your phone, but you can't double charge. So you have to unplug it to charge your phone. And I believe it's the same way on the Apple. Not only that, but yeah, this has a battery in it. It lasts about an hour. You can't use this to charge your phone. So if your phone's dying, this is not going to help you. Like I said, this thing's lasted for me about an hour or so. They say it'll take pictures from -4 to 248 Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in European temperatures. It's got a neat feature where you can do a stopwatch, kind of like you hit the button as a timer and it'll pause for 3 seconds or 10 seconds or just instantaneous shot. And you can also do video on it. Now I've got two pictures that I took. One of them is my front door. Now, again, I'm in Florida. This was taken in July, so pretty hot summer afternoon on a western facing front door. So it got all the nice rays of the hot sun about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And you can see the way it depicts the door. And the other picture I got is this thing has a feature in it called the color palettes, where there's 9 different palettes that you can see. They're just a different way to display the photo, the output. Rainbow gray, Arctic. I mean, the one that's the default color is iron. I think the wheel color is pretty cool because it gives it kind of like a psychedelic flare. So if you're on acid, it'll probably look natural. But the really interesting thing is you can use this. It'll actually capture images through walls because I put a picture of my dryer, and again I was just screwing around with it, and I took a picture of my dryer. I said, "Wait a minute, what the heck is it?" You can see the dryer vent going up, and that's the vent going through the wall. So it's just what 1/8 half-inch sheetrock or whatever the typical building code is down here, and it's just the same picture or the same image, one with the iron, and the other one I believe is the wheel color. I thought that was kind of cool, so I threw that in there. And I mean, they've got all sorts of videos online where you can take pictures of your car, your engines. You can anything where you have a difference in heat. I mean, I've done that with took pictures. You know, again, I bought it. What's the first thing I do? I'm taking pictures of everything. I'm driving my cat's nuts. I'm driving, taking pictures of my my microwave, taking pictures of just anything that's got coffee cups. I don't care, just to see it look cool. Now, the really interesting thing I thought was you can actually see the thermal imagery. So I was taking a pic. I was sitting in a chair. I got up. I turned around, took a picture of the chair, and you could actually see the residual heat signature from where I was sitting. One thing I noticed though is I was taking a picture out through my sliding glass door, and this will not take a picture through the sliding glass through glass. I don't know what it is. It's just the way it's set up. Glass is kind of like a no penetration or no pass barrier. But what
glass is naturally insulated, so heat's not going to come through it.
Oh, okay. Well, see, thank you, Zane.
It's Zane, the science guy.
I know things.
Zane, you are the man. Thank you for adding a bit of class and science to what would other be just a boring discussion by me.
I try.
Cool. Thank you.
The thing is, isn't it, if all the new glass, you probably won't get much, but if you have like an old house, you can see stuff through it.
Right. And even I've seen pictures where they try to do it through plexiglass and that doesn't work. But one thing that was interesting is it was in the morning. So my sliding door faces the east, and I saw a weird reflection. And what I noticed was it was actually picking up the heat of my legs reflecting off the sliding glass door. And I was on the inside shooting outside. So I thought it was kind of interesting. And again, if you look in the thing, you can see that I got pictures of the two adapters that kind of like 90-90. I mean, I don't know what you call those. They call them adapters, whatever. And I think I've covered most of the stuff I put in this report. I mean, if you want to read it, knock yourself out. Yeah, the one thing that they do mention is that the camera is not sensitive to low light situations. This is more or less true. You have to use your what it will do is it will ask you to use the light on your camera, and using that in low light situations will give you a better picture. And part of it, I think, is due to the fact you've got the IR camera, plus you've got the regular camera, and it's got to mesh those together. Now, it does have a thing called, I think they call it the parallax feature, where you can actually separate out the IR and the camera image and get like a double composite, like a superimposed almost image. And that's just something interesting. Let's see. So moving down to the 8 key points, claim to fame. Yeah, FLIR camera for your cell phone. I mean, I've played with other FLIR devices. Some of them started $800 to $1,000. This is what, $200 now? $350 for the new one. Features and benefits: inexpensive way to take images. That MSX image software is pretty cool. And that's what they call their brand of software that combines the two images together. You can take pictures, video, time-lapse video. It's got the countdown timer, the 9 different color palettes. It can do the temperatures from -4 Fahrenheit to 248. You can display a temperature on a thing called a spot meter, where you push a little button that looks like a crosshair, and it will actually put a little dot and it will tell you what the temperature of whatever that item is you're taking. And it's fairly accurate. I'm not going to say it's 100% accurate, but it's a good gauge. Adapter can connect to your cell phone even if it's in a case, which is a good thing. That means if you got like an OtterBox or something. Now, I don't have an OtterBox on my phone, but if you got a case, you don't have to take it off to use it. And again, the app is fairly user-friendly. Now, one thing about the app is when I first got this thing would lock up on me every single time I use it. And the only way I could figure out to get it to work was I'd have to unplug the camera, reset the cache on my phone, reboot the phone, then I could take more pictures. And it drove me nuts. About a month and a half ago, I think they overhauled the software, because I've been playing with it for the last month, and it's been okay. They've kind of resolved those buggy issues. Now, according to them on the website, my camera or my phone is not listed as an approved device. I guess that's the damage of use, or the danger of using Android versus iPhone. iPhones are fairly carte blanche. An iPhone 7 is an iPhone 7. Androids are a million of them, or a couple hundred of them. And mine, they just haven't tested it. There's a pretty thorough review on CNET, so if you want to go take a look at it, knock yourself out. Again, like I said on their website, this is about 2 weeks ago. They had the MSRP $199.99, $200 brand new. I found it on Amazon for $289. I'd skip the Amazon, go to their website now, because what they're trying to do is push the new Gen 3, which is supposed to have some really cool new blah 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 stuff. So whatever. Again, I'd recommend y'all go to FLIR. My rating. Oh, okay. My rating's at the bottom. Okay. Let's see. Pros, cost-effective way. I pretty much went over this stuff before. Cons, takes a lot of memory to run the app. Now, again, it does seem to do better with the recent software upgrade. Camera's not sensitive for through glass and low light. Now, like I said, my experience is the battery lifespan about an hour. You've got to be, and yeah, I did put a note in here that when I'm holding the camera with the cell phone, it seems to me I want to be really, really careful with the connection because I'm just worried about breaking it or snapping it or something like that. And again, you can't use the camera to charge your phone. And again, this is a camera that's going to your cell phone, so obviously you're not going to use this in any kind of, or I wouldn't use it in any inclement weather or anything like that. I gave it a score of 6.5. I figured, if it was super duper cool, maybe a little higher. If they wouldn't have reworked the software, I'd have definitely got them at least 2 or 3 points lower than what it is. But I mean, as a camera, it's a really cool gadget. It's really fun to play with, and I mean, I don't regret buying it. And it's one of those early adapter. I'm waiting. They'll probably work out some more details and work out some more of the kinks as they move forward. But I mean, again, if you look at what new FLIRs are, what $800 for the dedicated FLIR camera.
Yeah, I think when I was looking at it, they have like the Pro now.
Yes, yeah, that's the Gen 3.
Yeah, which looks a little better. I can get an Echo.
Again, I have not played with that. If it was me, I'd stick with the $200 for a Gen 2. It's a fun toy to play with. I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah. I don't know if I'd go for the Gen 3 just because it's, unless you want to have the latest and greatest. If you're the person that when they released the iPhone 9, you're the first one in line at midnight to get the iPhone 9, then get the Gen 3.
Oh, that would be Zane, right?
Yeah.
No.
That was perfect. Well, that was a good review, Rob. I will say that was a good review. I liked it. I don't have any questions.
I do. I have a couple questions. What's your length of video? Is there like a limit on how long of video you can take?
I just tried taking 15-20 second videos. It seemed to work okay. I didn't try to take it out, but I would imagine the length of the video is going to be dictated by your cell phone because it stores all the images on your phone. So
okay. And also you can obviously view the heat signatures in real time, right?
Right.
Without having to take a picture. Okay. Yeah. So this could be a pretty viable tool for like a gunsmith trying to figure out where gas is escaping in a gas system or something of that nature.
Absolutely. Not only that, but like if you're into doing meltdown videos, like again, first sentence in the review is I was referring to Iraq Vets meltdown videos he always does. This is fairly similar technology. Yeah. Now, one of the things that's pretty interesting is about a month and a half ago, I was talking to my vet of all things. She got back from a conference and said, "Hey, she's into guns. So, hey, love to have a vet that's into guns also." She asked me about my FLIR camera and she said, "Can you take a picture of your cat with it?" I'm like, "What?" So I did. I said, why did I take a picture of my cat? Well, I know your cat's got arthritis. And at the conference I was at, they had this veterinary FLIR camera for $40,000. And the image you took and sent me of your cat, because I know your male, my male cat has arthritis. She goes, "I saw the same stuff in your camera that I saw in that big camera." Now I'm not going to say blah blah blah. I'm just saying what her recollection and what she told me. And I'm not going to sit here and say yes, you can use this as a medical device because I wouldn't recommend it. I mean,
yeah, I've played with some high end thermal stuff, and like in the $17,000-$20,000 range, and obviously you get a lot more distance out of it or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, even with those, like you were talking about with the glass, you're not seeing through a truck windshield.
Yeah.
So
well, and two with this, you don't have any zoom capabilities. You don't have any kind of pan. Panning is basically you moving your phone around. Okay.
Well, it's $200 also. So,
yeah. I mean, for the price, it's It's a fun gadget.
I'm interested, and I'm not usually into like techie stuff, but I think it's cool.
Not into techie
It's
stuff.
a gadget.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a gadget.
It's a gadget. It's a fun gadget, you know.
Yeah.
It couldn't tell he wasn't into techie stuff with his advanced tech speak. Techie stuff.
With the lecture he gave us, right?
All that tech equipment he's got in the background, but hey, we don't judge here.
Yes,
well, thanks for that review, Rob.
Well, thank you, Saw.
Yeah, good review. I liked it.
We're into the product spotlight, and first off, we have the Master of Arms Enyo. Okay, and you guys are probably like, "What the hell is this thing?" Well, I'm here to tell you all
what is
about
that
it. Thing? Okay, it is a super light AR-15, basically. So we'll go into it. I'll go into the product description off their website first. I'll pull a Ryan here. The uppers, it's their arcane upper receiver. It uses their bolt carrier group, their adjustable gas blocks. It does use a V7 charging handle for the lightweight. It has a proprietary carbon fiber tensioned handguard system, which I can explain. Basically, they use the handguard to tension the barrel for better accuracy. Kind of like you've heard of tension barrels for like Ruger 1022s, stuff like that. It's a small metal inside and then the outer, like in this case, handguard, and it like screws on and adjusts the tension on the actual barrel to help with harmonics to make it more accurate. It does use a Faxon barrel with a mid-leg gas system under that tension handguard system. The lower is their arcane lower receiver, which is like super lightweight. It does have an ambidextrous magazine release, some fancy pistol grip, which means nothing to me. It runs an Elfman 3-gun trigger. It uses a V7 safety, titanium castle nut, a Cobalt Kinetics buffer system. Their proprietary carbon fiber buffer tube in stock, V7 bolt release, a 2A arms pin set. Their particular one had a Vortex red dot on it with a Battle Arms development riser on it. Without the red dot and the riser, it weighs in at 3.65 pounds. And with it, I think it's with the sight, it's under 4 pounds. So when I saw this, I saw it up at TriggerCon at Range Day. I proceeded to have to shoot it just because when something's that light, you kind of need to shoot it. So I shot it. It shoots super nice. I mean, you only get so many rounds through it, but it cycled everything. Every time I looked over at it, somebody else was shooting it. It cycled fine. The recoil on it feels like a normal, 6-pound AR. Shoots flat, super light. I mean, all I can say is I really like this thing, but here's the catch-all that everybody's not going to like. If you want to buy one of these, it's going to cost you $3,700. And I know it's probably, I think they did it just so they can say, okay, well, we have a price on it. It is the lightest kind. But if you're into lightweight stuff, you can also buy their like lower receiver, upper receiver set for, those are like $525, where if you look at like F1 firearms, etc., those complete sets run about the same for lightweight stuff. So, besides that, all I can say is as far as shooting it shoots nice. I like how the tension barrel system kind of is built in. I thought that was a really cool design on how they did that. Everything else, it's super light. So have at it, guys.
All right, I'll start.
Okay.
I like high-end ARs. I don't own any because I also don't like to spend money.
I think I hear you.
I mean, I like Daniel's defense guns. I like primary weapon systems, guns. I like nicer AR-15s. I don't necessarily understand this new craze that everything's got to be lighter, lighter, lighter. Yeah, I like a light gun. I don't want to muscle any more than I have to, or steering a gun or whatever. It looks good. I like it, but I can't justify that price.
Yeah, that's I hear it.
I just
$700.
I just can't. I mean, I can get a primary weapon system cheaper. I can get a Daniel's defense cheaper. I could probably get a Salient cheaper.
Dude, my SCAR costs less than that thing.
Yeah, right.
Right. Well, your SCAR weighs like 4 times as much, right?
And your point is, it's also a 308.
Yeah, I know.
I really want to like this because I do like high end, well built AR-15s. I'm not a huge fan of the super light stuff just because it doesn't need to be. Like, making something light for the purpose of making it light, in my opinion, is just dumb. Like, a purpose-built rifle, keeping it as light as you can, fine. But making a lightweight rifle for the sole purpose of it being lightweight is kind of ironic to me.
But you see, with this rifle, now you can buy this, and it looks like it's got M-Lock forearm
yes,
on it.
I did. Now that you mention it, I did ask him about that. Yes, it is an M-Lock.
So that means I got a place, and I got a very light rifle. So now I can put my 2 flashlights, my 3 lasers, 4 sights, and a couple magazines.
Do you know how
front
pound heavy that would be? So front heavy.
Oh, yeah. It's well balanced as it is, but if you were to tack anything besides a flashlight on the front end, yeah, you're going to weigh that thing down.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that's going on with the AR-15. Everybody's coming up with new ways to make a light rifle into a light rifle. Quit hanging stuff on it, and it weighs like 7 pounds. Take the other $3,000, get a personal trainer and a gym membership, and get your damn weight up. I'm sorry, but it's really sad. Now, $3,700 for this is fine. $3,700 as long as you go into this going, hey, I'm going to have the lightest weight production AR-15 out there. Good for you. I'm not even saying anything's wrong with it because it's just to the extremes. Everybody always does it. I mean, hey, how many because we all, at least some of us before Zane came along, thought the wood grain buttstocks and forends on some of the ARs that they were doing were cool. Turnbolt actually built a steel AR-15 with a steel receiver, and he had it, what do you call that bluing that they used back in the old days?
Oh, case hardened.
Bluing?
What was that?
Didn't they case harden that one?
Yeah, they case hardened. They had a wood furniture case hardened steel AR-15. So, I mean, hey, it's great. Even that dude, Jesse James, is running around making ARs. So you can go to the extreme and make a bunch of them and understand it's $3,700, but it's going to go to a niche market. My problem is trying to figure out what they're talking about. They throw a bunch of name brand stuff on here, but I have no idea what their history is or even heard of them. Is it another company that used to be something else?
No, like V7 weapon system. They make lightweight AR products. I don't know if they sell a rifle.
I figured it out. It's got a titanium castle nut. That's where all the price is. The titanium castle nut.
Yeah, but I understand what you guys are saying because, like, I have an AR with a carbon fiber handguard, a carbon fiber buttstock, and it's got a standard bolt carrier group, a standard forged lower, standard forged upper, a standard M4 16-inch barrel. So, and it's even though the carbon fiber handguards are like $250 a piece in the stock, but for $500 extra, you can make your AR quite a bit lighter.
Hey, Chad, did they mention what kind of accuracy they're looking to get out of this thing?
They did not mention it.
Okay.
It better be.
I can tell you from shooting it
for that price.
I'm just asking.
I'm sure it is.
It better be a sub-minute gun.
With the way they tension the barrels, I would bet that they can. He said they can get it pretty accurate with that tension barrel system. And
true, and it has a faxon mid-length. Now they didn't say what size faxon, but I'm assuming it's pencil. Just an assumption
If
based
one
on you
has
want
to
it light.
assume-
Yeah.
The one I saw looked like a pencil barrel because you can look in the
Yeah,
handguard and see it.
So if it's a pencil barrel, you're pretty much not going to put a silencer or anything like that on there, more than likely.
No, actually, the way the tension barrel system works on this one,
Right.
he said there, if I remember correctly, they're working on others. This is kind of their first, hey, we can do this. But the way the handguard screwed on, it used the threads on the end of the barrel. So you can't really screw anything else on it. And it's kind of a tensioner, muzzle brake, screw on.
So,
You have to kind of see it to understand. And I didn't get a good picture of it. I had a couple pictures that I took, but I didn't get a good picture of the muzzle end.
But so this is a novelty. It's light for the purpose of being light. It's not a working gun. Because, I mean, honestly, here's my main issue with this. Let's get super light guns are it throws the balance off, right? Because any gun that I'm going to use, and other than just for the range, it's going to have a light, a sling, and a flip up front sight, and then obviously an optic, right? So if the gun is super lightweight to begin with, and preferably a can, but that's a whole other topic. So if the gun is super lightweight to begin with, once I put my light on the end, and I like a very, very bright light, right? And then once I put my sling as far as I can get and my hands stop, now I've moved more weight towards the end. I'd rather have the weight back towards my shoulder than out at the end of the gun. And I want the gun to be balanced better than this is going to be once you put stuff on it. So make no mistake about it. This is a toy. It's bragging rights. I have the lightest AR there is. And if that's your thing, rock on.
It might do quite well shooting 3-gun. I don't know if they have.
Well, you see,
that depends on what the brake on the. If you can't change the brake like you're talking about, because of the tuning system.
I can tell you by resting it on my hand, just rest it barrel on my hand, it doesn't move.
Okay.
So
okay.
As far as I'm concerned, I think you have to put rounds through this rifle to find out whether it'll hold up to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Have no clue.
Yes.
How many rounds can you put through it?
You want to do a torture test on it, Tony?
No, it's not. Well, yeah, give it to me. I'll drag it with a truck. I'll drop it on his butt stock.
No, you just touch it. It'll break, Tony.
Well, the cool thing about it is
he can break this thing.
Yeah, I could. I've broken a high point. The cool thing about this is it's lightweight. It's fine. It's fixed stocked. Put some rounds through it, regardless of where it comes from and what it is. And maybe it will turn out well. You can use a smaller light on. You don't need 1,000 lumen light because, I mean, truthfully, as it goes around, 250 was all the lumens like 4 years ago. Now it's 1,000. Light is
I'm
light.
Gonna need all of them.
Yeah, I understand. Or you can use the freaking light switch that's on the goddamn wall.
Timestamp.
Oh crap!
It just kills me with that. I need to clear my house. Anyway, that's a pet peeve of mine. Everybody needs a light. Meanwhile, they've never taken a class. They have no idea how to clear a house.
In my defense, I live in the middle of 50,000 acres, so an outdoor shot at night is possible.
Yeah, not saying it's not. I'm just going the majority of the people that want to strap all the lumens to their firearm live in the burbs. They've never taken a darn class. They've only watched videos maybe on YouTube. Calm down. Take a class. Learn to use your light. The $3,700 gun to use for home defense, go ahead. This guy probably has his backup. His secondary gun is probably a Cabot Arms 1911. So you never know.
It's got that 1911 made out of the meteorites.
Yeah, he's the 1911 made out of the meteorite. So have fun with this. And I'm not going to poo-poo on it. It is the lightest gun by about 2 pounds that I could find. I checked out Christensen Arms, and they have theirs. Their CA-15 VTAC model comes in at an MSRP of $2,800, and it weighs 5.7 pounds. So, and then the other company that I ran into, who I've actually picked up and handled this particular rifle, is 2A Armament. whatever. I swear these people really need to work on better names for their guns.
Yeah, I know which one you mean. They were at TriggerCon also.
Yeah, and it's $2,400. And again, it weighs in the 5-pound area. The BLR 16 Gen 2 AR-15 rolls right off your tongue.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so they have their,
well, at least the AR rolls off your tongue.
So you have all these guns in the 5-pound area for slightly $4,000 less. AR-15 is not really that heavy. You can build it. Now, the 2A armament is really cool. I like the way everything is hollowed out, and it weighs 5 pounds. But you're not swapping a bunch of stuff out, because once you start swapping stuff out and making it yours, you start making it heavy. And truthfully, just like Chad said, you can change a couple of things and still be rolling in at about 5 to 6 pounds with your regular AR. Put a pencil barrel on it, change out the handguard, and change out the stock, and you're in the 5-pound range again. And you probably spent what, $500, $600?
Yeah, remember that carbon fiber stock and handguard that we reviewed not too long ago? I think those are right around
7-pound AR and use it to do bicep curls.
Yeah, just do some push-ups, you'll be fine. But
yeah,
like with those, they're like $250 a piece.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You can drop it below 6 pounds easy.
So it's fun, it's great, and if you can afford it, go with it. You know it all works together. But truthfully, the parts you change out is not going to be a problem. It's a handguard, a stock, and maybe the pistol grip to a lighter one. You know what I mean? So it's not as if you're working with parts that are going to make your gun not dependable. And you can use a regular GI bolt carrier.
Yes.
And all that is just regular. You can change out and change to whatever trigger you want. And again, not really heavier. So how light do you want it? How dependable do you want it?
Yep.
I just went and weighed my gun. That's where I just ran off to. So my Colt, 6920 with a aftermarket 15-inch rail, a Vortex red dot, and a full light on the end, sling, all the good stuff. Full 30-round mag in it. Weighs 8 pounds.
Yep.
8 pounds. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds about right.
And
I really wanted.
I can steer it, maneuver it just fine.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to check mine out, but I don't have a scale to be able to weigh it. Now, mine has a G-Wax Armory polymer lower, so the whole lower, it weighs like 1.5 pounds less than the regular AR-15 lower. And then I have an upper from Palmetto State Armory. It is just a regular upper. It actually is a dissipator upper, so it has 2 gas blocks, a low-profile gas block and a front sight gas block, a front sight block. And I really don't think it's over, 7 pounds? I really don't think it's that much. You know what I mean? So, great. Bragging rights, yes. I found one competition. I can't even think the name of it. And it's where it's a shooter and like a sniper and his spotter. And they run like a 20 to 40 mile course over a 2-day period. And you have to carry everything with you. Yeah, for something like that, you'd build a lightweight AR like this, because the spotter actually has to put rounds on target too. So it has to be light. And that's the only thing I can find this is worth running with.
The main reason, besides being light, but I really liked how the tension barrel system, I thought that was pretty smart on their behalf. But we pretty much,
I mean, if you want to hunt in the brush, and tote a $4,000 rifle in the brush with you, I want as light as I can get too, but I don't know that I'm taking a $4,000 gun.
Yep. Okay. Well, I think we killed that thing.
Moving on to the next item.
Yep. If you guys want to check that out, it's at masterofarms.com. So there's that. Now we'll move on to the next item, which I just
makes even more sense.
Oh yeah, this makes a lot of sense. At least it's in the price range we can afford. Okay. What we have next is the Trailblazer Life Card. It is, the MSRP on it is $399. It is this folding credit card size single shot 22 long rifle.
It's cute.
Handgun. it is cute. Like I said, when folded, it's the size of a credit card, but it's a half-inch thick. So it's not like credit card thickness. It's a half-inch thick. So basically, discrete shape is what they say. Size of a credit card. Full-size handle when it's unfolded. Completely ambidextrous, probably because all you do is pull the thing back and then pull the trigger. It's got a little tip-up barrel, so you can load it and unload it. It's got ammo storage space for 4 extra rounds in the pistol because, it's a quick load. It's basically a single shot. It's got a steel barrel, bolt, and trigger, aluminum frame and handle. It's got some isonite finish on the steel parts and hard-coat anodize on the aluminum. You can get it at Trailblazer Firearms. I think they're pre-order now. But basically, I see this as a novelty, but if it was like $150, I would buy one just because.
Because it's cool.
Not me.
I'm just saying, if it.
You know what this looks like? You know what this reminds me of? A modern day adaptation of the Liberty pistol from World War II.
Yes, except I'd rather have 45 ACP.
The Liberator, you mean?
Yeah,
the Liberator. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The single shot 40, the ugly single, that ugly.
Well, it was stamped sheet metal. They were designed to make 1 million of them in 2 weeks.
Correct. And no rifling. Like it was designed.
And they were throwaway.
And
yeah, it was designed.
Right. It was designed to shoot
the bullet in there and you kill the Nazi
and take his weapon.
Yeah, you were supposed to use it. Yeah, you kill a Nazi, you take the Nazi's gun, and then you go defend France.
Yeah,
you kill Nazis.
Yes.
Yeah.
What I see as the life card is basically, to me, it is a pen gun without the $5 stamp.
Yeah, I don't think it's an AOW because
exactly
it's got a real trigger.
Grip. Yeah,
well, so grip. If you remember that cell phone thing that was like a double shot 380,
yes,
right.
That was very similar to this. It was ruled not an AOW because it could not fire in the concealable position. Right.
Same
so
with
I'm thinking that probably same thing here. It can't fire when it's in its closed, folded position.
Right.
It has to be opened. Therefore, not. And I'm going to assume not an AOW. I'm assuming.
Right.
Apparently, according to Patton over at the Gun Collective, they're supposed to be shipping these any day, and they should be on the shelves mid this month.
Right.
And I really feel
it's not like one of these.
Go ahead.
Vaporware.
No, I really feel that this is a great novelty item. And it works. If you want to have fun with something, if you think you ever hold on, let me get my stuff together because sometimes thoughts all come out at once. This is a novelty item. This is a novelty item for the most part. I have no idea what self-defense situation you're going to be able to find yourself into where you're going to have to deploy this by flipping the barrel up, loading a single round and flipping it down, and then using it at very close range, because that's all this is for. Now, I understand if you want to carry something when you're in a non-permissive environment and you're not supposed to have a firearm at all, but they're not going to search you, then this is fine. But it's too thick to really pass by without someone noticing that it's unusual. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and the thing,
go ahead.
I was going to say, but North American Arms makes their little mini revolvers, and at least it's a single action revolver, but at least you get 5 shots.
I'm looking at this now. Let's go ahead with it's for discreet carry. Discreet in which way? It has the name Lifeguard 22 long rifle, Trailblazer Firearms, Fletcher, North Carolina across the side. So I'm thinking that's a clue that it might be a gun. It's a half-inch thick coaster with a hole in the end that I carry with me everywhere. Not about to buy it.
It's a cigar.
I hate to just crap all over this because
you don't, because we all want to.
No, I do because I like innovation, right? I like I like innovation, and this is different. It's not extremely different from things we've seen, but it's something different. I don't understand the whole, like, it's a 22, not the best caliber of self-defense. If that's what someone chooses to carry, I'm not going to discourage you. There are times I recommend a 22 for self-defense, believe it or not.
What?
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, a single shot. There are times I would recommend a 22 for self-defense. They're very limited, very rare, but it happens. I carry every day a Glock 17 with a TRL 1 on it, right? And I'm a pretty small guy. I know body type is a thing, but I don't see any reason why this is the only thing anybody would be able to carry ever. Like, in shorts and a t-shirt, I'm rocking a 17 with a full-size light with a 20-round magazine in it. So I don't know why you couldn't carry a North American Arms, like you're talking about, a little single action, or even a Glock 40. This is not a self-defense. Anyone who's saying this is a good backup or a good self-defense gun or a viable option for it, that's just, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're wrong. It's wrong. Like, it's not. This is not an option for self-defense.
No, this is
a novelty.
Yep.
And let me explain something. If you want, no sights. I'm done.
This is a backup. This is a backup firearm for your roar bar that you carry with the chamber empty in your urban carry holster. This is nothing but another bad idea if you're going to use it for self-defense.
I thought you were
got a raven on my ankle.
Yeah,
it'd be better off.
Or Black Hawk.
It's interesting. It's innovative, like you said. And for you guys who haven't looked it up or heard about it yet, it looks like that folding gun that Magpul came out with years ago. It just looks kind of cool. And that's the only thing I'm seeing is kind of cool. Because truthfully, a North American Arms revolver in 22 Magnum gives you 5 shots of 22 Magnum for $266.
In a smaller package.
Lighter package.
Then you keep loaded.
And with that foldable, like, clip thing on the grip, again, I carry Glock 17, so, but I mean, that is a formidable, like.
Let me explain something. I had a guy, because of course I search out self-defense firearms use by civilians. That's actually in one of the other podcasts I'm on. But this particular civilian shooting happened in Florida, and it was a retired United States Marine / Air Force, not Air Force pilot, but airline pilot. Guy's in his 70s. He carried a full-size 1911 as his regular carry, and his backup was a North American Arms folding revolver like this. And that's the only dude I know. He had to deploy that backup because, of course, 8 rounds of 45. He might have stole the guy's soul, but he was still moving towards him as a slide lock back on F-45.
You mean he didn't kill 9 people first?
No. He actually pretty much got into a point-blank shootout with bad guy number 1 and put 3 to 4 rounds in him, stitched him from his knee.
Wow.
Chest, knee, groin, chest, middle of his forehead, between his eyes, and dropped bad guy number 1. Bad guy number 2 was coming at him, and he put the other 3 to 4 rounds at bad guy number 2. One went through bad guy number 2's neck. I don't know where the other rounds perforated him. And he went, oh, crap, this guy's still coming at me. Well, he did the New York reload, drops the 1911, reaches in the pocket, pulls out the North American Arms. And as he flips it open, bad guy number 2 runs past him and out the door, and ran another 300 feet before he dropped dead on a railroad track with like a couple of 45 caliber size holes through him. But I mean, you can pull out your secondary, but you're not pulling out your secondary where you have to pretty much build it like you'll have to do with this thing.
And it's a single shot. Like, that's, I don't even care nearly as much about it being 22 as I care about it being a single shot. You can completely sever someone's aorta and they can be conscious and alive and fight you for 9 seconds. That is an unsurvivable wound, but for the next 9 seconds, how many times can they stab you? I don't care about it. A single shot has no use to me for any self-defense, anything.
Why do I feel like Woody in Toy Story? You are a TOY, a toy.
That's right. That's
and
right. And you know what? If you want this because it's cool,
get it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm going to demonstrate how this thing.
Most people don't.
I'm going to demonstrate how this works. See, you take this and you like pull it out of your pocket. You're like, what do I do now?
Oh, he's got a transformer wallet.
Okay, I'm done. We need to move on because I'm running out of time here. So, because I'm that way. Unless you guys have anything worse to say about it.
Hey, the Miami-Dade shootout that happened in the early '80s. If you want to talk about how many times a person can get shot and still survive or still be ticking.
That's right.
Yeah,
but yeah, as far as
shootout.
Yeah. So next,
as far as a novelty, great. Self-defense,
great.
Probably not.
No.
So I didn't have any listener feedback. So I guess we got to give the floor to Tony and his second is for everyone diversity shoot, which he just had. So he can enlighten us.
Second is for everyone diversity shoot. It's awesome. It's growing. It's going to be going to different places, and we're going to be doing different events at those places. We're working on doing an outdoor range because indoor range is fun, but we had a 5.56 pistol. I don't know if any of you guys follow my Instagram, but if you see it, it pretty much looks like a flamethrower on the range because it shoots out of an 8-inch barrel. Oh, dude, it is so cool, but it is so loud. It's louder than a 308 semi-automatic M1A.
No?
Not good when you're trying to introduce new people to firearms for the first time, and it sounds like, Thor's forging his hammer at the other end of the range. Yeah, not cool. But it was a lot of fun. Second is for everyone's next opportunity. Next event is October 5th. That's Thursday, October 5th. Gun for Hire Range, Woodland Park. Another big announcement right now is if you go to the second is for everyone or diversityshoot.com, you can go to the website, click, and get our limited edition t-shirts now sold in black. So it's both. One comes in black and the other one comes in white. So that's the
now
new
I'm
thing.
glad I waited because I want the black one.
Yeah, of course.
Man.
So you can buy them online. Oh, sorry, buy another one.
How long are you going to have those for sale?
End of the month.
Oh, man. Okay.
End of the month. All right. We've been talking and people like the shirts. So we're going to have to see what we can do if people want to continue buying shirts from the Second is for Everyone themed shirts. We might come up with new designs and like do them every quarter, just a design and then not seen anymore, a design and then it's not seen anymore, something like that. The money from the funds go into helping the Second is for Everyone actually become a free charitable organization, mainly because it's really expensive to run this thing out of pocket like I have been, and just depending on raffle sales to make it work. So any help you guys can give me, if you can send me $5, I can add it to another $5 and buy like 100 rounds of 22 or even a box of 9mm ammo. All of that is greatly appreciated. If you want to buy stuff, of course, you can buy through Black Bag and have it sent to the shoot. That's awesome. A lot of guys have done that, including guys from this show. And I really appreciate all the work. Oh, and we're still building the AR-15. We're still building the AR-15 for the diversity shoot. I'm going to use everybody out there, the industry and everyone. We'll build an AR, and then we're going to raffle it off. Hellenbach out of Mississippi, AR-15s. They sent us a lower. Faxon Firearms gave us a gunner barrel, so we're working on it. Sean donated an ALG trigger for the AR-15. So if anybody else wants to help us out, we need pretty much everything else. So you can help us out. If you want to mail it, you can mail it to Sean's address. Go to blackbagresources.com, box it up, send it to him, or even buy the stuff from him.
And he needs some more pistol grips, right?
Man, if y'all send me another pistol grip, I will choke somebody. The cool thing is I got a whole bunch of different color pistol grips.
You're starting to sound like Jeremy. You could choke people.
Yeah, no. Well, hey, thanks a lot, guys, for letting me talk about this every week. I appreciate everybody that donates. I appreciate everyone that goes to the site. We're going to be changing that soon, too. I had somebody build a really cool site instead of me putting it together on GoDaddy. But again, if you can help out, help out. $5, whatever you can give. I really appreciate it because it goes for the cause. This time, I think it was like $5 just for the pizza we serve, pizza and drinks. So, yeah, if you buy a shirt, at least you get something, and some of that money comes to us. Again, appreciate it. See you guys next week.
Oh, yeah. We don't mind giving you the time because you get the word out better than we do. So it's a good thing you're doing, Tony. Send questions to comments to gungearreview@gmail.com. Remember to subscribe and leave us a review in iTunes. Check out all the other shows on the Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.tv. Be sure to visit the Firearms Insider for review and industry coverage. Follow us at Firearms Insider on Instagram and also the Firearms Insider on Facebook. We are done, so we will see you next week.
Hey, anybody see any cool memes on? Any cool memes?
Yeah, what they say? They say, bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.